Welcome to Talladega Super Speedway here today. Today, drivers have just gotten done with their qualifying. Going to pull the qualifying results here. Pretty big field. First, Zach Roethlisberger second, Frank Chavez third, James Mayer fourth, Sean Burke fifth, Mark Fudge sixth, Jonathan Harrison seventh, Cody Bonelli eighth, Terry Fannell ninth, Andrew Teff 10th, Matt Mettler 11th, Barry Nelson 12th, Blair Holloman 13th, Ethan Schmidt 14th, Brett Bray 15th, Alan Bergen 16th, Rick Seabrand 17th, Pete Pelini 18th, TJ Allen 19th, Mark Mann 20th, Rick Sanchez 21st, John Peyton Paul 22nd, Kyle Murray 23rd, Trevor Fettig 24th, Steve Castle 25th, Tim Rourke 26th is going to be Adam Kilday 27th, Adam Gaxol 28th, Jack Kelly, and that is all the drivers on track today. They have gridded and they are pulling off pit road now at the moment. Not next gens, Gen 4 cars here today, so it's going to be interesting. These cars cannot bump draft very well. You do not want to do that. You will find out very, very quickly. Do not try to bump draft in these cars. The reason that is because of the slanted nose. These cars are slanted down on the front end. It literally will pick the rear of the car off. So it will be interesting for these guys for sure. Roethlisberger will lead them to green. 75 laps here tonight. 80% fuel or unlimited tires. No fast repairs. Got to keep that in mind for these drivers. They will make some moves, or they won't make some moves that they normally would because of not having that fast repair in their pocket. I have to wait for them to go down to the start-finish line. It takes forever for these guys to get to it. It's because of the sheer size of Talladega. This is one of the larger drafting tracks. You can go 4 wide if you want to. There is room for that. Ford drivers didn't grid, so they'll be starting from the pits. That's not what I want. Where did Roethlisberger go? He's here, but there he is. I was going to say he disappeared for a second there on my end. Pace car pulls in now. And have to enter the Geico restart zone. It does take drivers a long, long time to get in there, as they will reach it as the green flag is in the air. We are underway here from Talladega. These guys will make it around here. Again, bump drafting with these cars is a bad idea. It's not a good idea at all if you decide to do that. So hopefully these guys will keep that in the back of their mind for this race. Only lap 2 of 75, so not a lot of reason to be bump drafting super hard either. I'm not really going to look. I don't really care about qualifying on these tracks, to be honest with you. It's not like other tracks, where you qualify and it can, well, take that back. It's a little bit of a, because it gets you out of the middle of the pack where all that junk can happen, but it's not like other tracks where qualifying doesn't mean as much here. Is pretty much what I'm getting at. I don't know how to really word it, but you know, like there's no real dirty air here. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's good to lead, but you don't absolutely have to be leading to, you know, win the race. It is always good to lead though, but it's not a, oh no, I'm leading, I'm gonna lose this race type of thing. See, only 24 people gridded. That's kind of odd to see. I would have thought that we would see more people grid. We have guys that are just pretty much too wide the whole entire way through. I'm not really surprised by that though. Roethlisberger, he's just gonna stick to that bottom line pretty much. These guys are hitting. What are they hitting on the backstretch? They're hitting 196. Oh, they just went to 204. It glitched there for a minute. 200 miles, 202 before they get in the corner. Let's see what Chavez hits. We want to run on 194 in the corner. He might hit. They're gonna hit the highest speed on the backstretch here, and I'm really curious to see what they really do hit speed-wise. See what Chavez hits here. He's running 196. 195 going through the corners. Or going through the tribal, that is. My bad. 194, 195. See if he gets a big run down here down the backstretch. 198, 99, 200, 201, 200. Or 202 is what we've seen. The fastest speed that I have on my SDK, there's multiple 207 miles per hour, but these guys are not going below 190 here. So they are. This is a fast track with these cars. Six laps of 75 done though. It's really just the 8 and this 95 on the bottom. This is I expected. I think these guys will just draft each other pretty much the whole entire time. Oh, somebody's in the wall. We got a wreck in the back. Oh my lord, the 24. This brings out a caution here. Excuse me, I hit that wrong button. But something happened in the back. Good lord, who? So who was the cause here? 311. That is Matt Metler. I'm actually not going to put that on Metler. That's the 26 that comes up there. Tags Metler. Metler saves it and then gets ran over. Gosh, he gets ran over from behind. That flips the car upside down. And 24 gets hit, and you can see him kind of spinning down there on the bottom. That is not on Metler, though. I thought it was, but it was not on him. That brings out a caution, though. First one of the race. See people coming down pit road. I would come down pit road just to stay on cycle with everybody else. But we'll see what happens. As looks like everybody besides Castle will come down. Yeah, Castle's the only one that stayed out, so he's on the odd. He's the odd one out. Ah, it's not good for him. I would have came down. Roethlisberger gets out first from that. It'll be Castle that leads. Again, Castle did not pit on that pit stop, so he's the last one down there. A little interesting. I would have came down if I'm Castle. He might want track position, though. That is a possibility. Some guys just want track position overall. But I will go on mute here before these guys get the green flag. So I'll kind of use this as a break, commercial break. Even though I don't have commercials. See, lights have gone off on the pace truck or pace car here. Will be Burke and Castle. Castle is going to be off on fuel. He did not come down pit road at this pit stop. So if we go green to the end, he will have to pit before everybody else. I don't expect it to go green before the end. That is not a knock on these drivers. It's called plate racing. It's chaos. And some people love that stuff. I don't understand how they do, but they do. As the pace car will pull in. Going to have to go through the Geico restart zone all the way down. Going to take him a long, long time to get there for sure. As the green flag is in the air, we are underway. these guys keep it clean and straight. 93 of Burke will actually drop down in front of Castle. That'll help Castle maybe try to get a little bit back on cycle possibly for him. If he lets these guys lead instead. As Burke might get himself put 3 wide here, as he will. So, never mind, throw that away of Castle maybe being able to save fuel, because he's going to kind of throw that out of the window, leading this bottom line. It looks like everybody's basically gone to the bottom now. Most of them have. We had this second, or we had a third line, but most guys are running that bottom line. But they are still hitting over 190 on the pit, on the, not pit, on the speed overall. So they are flying through all this stuff. Roethlisberger does find his way back to the lead. So he kind of chases that car up there a little bit. I'd be a little bit nervous if I was the car on the outside. Highline's surprisingly working, as Roethlisberger will go up there and help block Burke, kind of stop him from getting a run on the outside of him. '93 will follow Roethlisberger down to the bottom. That'll leave Holloman to lead that high line as Castle almost puts him in the wall. Roethlisberger running that Dale Earnhardt Jr. Bud Light paint scheme. Dale just announced that he is doing a late model sponsorship with Budweiser. So that's going to sell out diecast worldwide. That's going to make Lionel a lot of money. You can thank Dale for that. The 14 of 75 done now. It's been relatively calm the whole way through. These guys aren't getting too aggressive with each other. I'm not surprised to see that either. Highline's actually going to grab the lead here for just a second. I didn't really notice that. It's only 4 cars up there, but they made it work. The 93 of Burks is not close enough to that 8 to really get a draft. He's going to have a pretty big run down the backstretch here. Let's see if he shoots it 3 wide or if he tries to lift up the rear end. Roethlisberger in front of him. He's going to try to give him a shove instead. Not surprised to see that. Holloman to the lead for just a second. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold it. Everybody's gone to that bottom line there. I mean, literally, it's just a big train on the bottom. It's about, this is 18th place back here. We got 3 guys sitting in the pits. Everybody else is just running that bottom line. And it's where it's so early in the race, you don't have to do a lot. You can kind of just ride around and leave it be. you don't have to be shoving too hard to try to gain a lot of positions. You're not really going to go anywhere, truly. Roethlisberger, he's just going to stick to that bottom. He's sticking with that 93 too. Burks is being really good on it. With the way these cars shove, you do not want to hit them. You want to get as close as you can to that rear end. And you cannot push in the corners at all. You will figure that out real quickly, that you will spin somebody out. Got a little bit of a 3-wide action here. The Menards car of Andrew Teft looks like he's going up in the middle here. I'm going to kind of split all these guys up with their little calm action there, as he'll make it a little bit chaotic for just a tad, and they'll fall back in line. But Roethlisberger just continuing to lead. This is a 6,000 IR driver. I did not even realize that until I looked over. So he knows what he's doing for sure. Now, no doubt about that. It's like Teft is going to snatch the lead here for a little bit. He's got a shove here from the 19 of Bonelli. He takes it for a little bit, then he loses it after that. But Roethlisberger, he's just staying on the bottom the whole time. He's not moving. He's not moving off of it. And there's no need for him either. Now, Castle might be able to actually get back up on fuel with these guys. Roethlisberger might actually be behind where he's leading. He's pulling everybody else with him. That is a possibility. Got to keep that in mind. As Kelly has apparently crashed, but he jumps to the pits. I don't know what that was. I just got a notification for it. But Teft he's trying that high line again on Roethlisberger. I don't know if he's going to be able to get a fender to him. He's not side drafting too hard. I don't blame him either. And he's going to get a little bit of a run here. Roethlisberger, it just looks like he powers through the corner. So much better on that bottom. I don't know if it's just draft-wise or if it's something else like that. But he's definitely getting a lot better shove throughout the bottom of the corner for sure. Teft is still going to fight down over on the bottom just a tad. Going to try it again on this run. I wonder if anybody can get by Roethlisberger and hop down to the bottom. That might change a lot here. We'll just have to see if he can do it, though. I'm not completely sure if he can. Yeah, there's just nobody in that high line there at all. They've all moved down to the bottom. Though he's just he's keeping it glued to the bottom. Burke can't do anything. He's at a Carter's outside. Teft is going to keep him boxed in because of that. On board here with 5 laps. One lap will be a random driver each year. Here a little bit kind of on board. Somebody was getting shoved to the travel, and that car did not like it at all. It was getting loose, and it was about to step out on him. But Teft is making this a battle here. He's trying to get past Roethlisberger, and he does here, but he's not clear about. He needs at least 6/10 to be clear. He's clear now if he wants to go down, but he's going to stay in that high line and not give him a chance to do anything. See how this will go for him now. Roethlisberger, I think they'll need to pit at lap 50, possibly, and then they will be able to stay out. And should be good enough for them. I think. I'm just kind of guessing at the moment. Everybody's migrated down to that bottom line, though. It's kind of gotten a little bit quiet here. It's just been Teft and Roethlisberger that have been trying to go at it. But you can hear where these guys are going so dang fast. They're having to lift in the corner because that car is trying to... It's trying to go up the track, and it's... if you're really good, you can make it work, can't you? I'm not sure what you are talking about necessarily. Maybe I'll find that out. I'm not sure what you mean by that. But everybody's gone down. Hold on, we might have a pitting. We might have people pitting here. They all migrated down to the bottom. Almost everyone's at the bottom now. So we'll need to see if they go down pit road next time by. Let's just see what they do, because they're coming down pit road here soon. Everybody's moved to the bottom. Oh my lord! Andrew Teft. Into the wall, caution comes out. That's on Castle there. Castle is out of the groove. Looks like he's going to come back down in front of Andrew Teft here, possibly. Yep. Comes down in front of him. That is not on Teft. That is on Castle. But Teft is pretty damaged. I'm not sure how that will work for him. That should bring everybody down pit road. Let's see if everybody comes down. I do not think you're going to stay out here. That would be really stupid. As, yep, they're all going to come down. Andrew's going to have some fun fixing this car. He's going to have some fun fixing it. If he can even get that fixed, that is. Should be Roethlisberger. He'll easily win this race off pit road. It'll probably be 4 tires and fuel again. They have unlimited tires, so no reason not to take it. Someone did stay out. That was Barry Nelson. He's just getting a lap back as Roethlisberger. He'll win that race off pit road. Not surprised by that at all. But I'll go on mute here before these guys get the green flag at Roethlisberger, Chavez, Burke, Harrison, Benelli, Holloman, Channel, Murray, Fudge, and Mayer off pit road here. The pace car will pull in here. Roethlisberger and Chavez will lead them back to green. They're in the Geico restart zone. It'll take them a while to get there as they will hit it here now. 34 laps down here, coming to 35 as the green flag is back in the air. We are back underway. Roethlisberger continues to lead as Burke shoving him on the bottom line. We had a big breakup here of cars that are just a little bit off the pace. I don't think they're damaged, though. They're still running above 190. Teft is pretty hurt, though, but he's gotten most of it fixed. He's still running 174. You know, you say off the pace, and he's still running above 170. He's got the dang speed for sure. See if they decide to start shoving up here to get up to the lead pack. Red Bull may be what they need to start doing to get up to him. You do not want to lose that lead draft. Biggest mover is Murray. He's up 12 positions, currently sitting in 7th. Most of them will just stay on that bottom line, though. I don't know if they'll have to pit before the race ends. I have no idea if you do need to pit. We'll just have to find out for sure. See, everybody's gone to that bottom line. We still do have that second line that has formed. There's only 3 cars up there, though. And that backpack has caught the guys in front of them. I'm not surprised to see that. That's what I thought I would see from them. Roethlisberger, he's just been controlling this race since the drop of the green flag, it seems. He has not had really anybody, you know, to truly challenge him at all. I mean, Teft had a shot to challenge him, and then, you know, it just, you know, he's pretty much done for the race. He's not going to be getting that track position back, especially with that damage, and he's lost the draft too, so he'll go a lap down as they're coming to 35 lap or 40. No, yes, I'm wrong. 35 laps to go. I was correct. I thought I had it wrong there. Roethlisberger, though, he's just sticking to the bottom. He's just riding at this point. Burke is trying to give him a challenge, and he's surprisingly holding on very, very well. I really would have thought that he would just get blown by here, but he's not letting that happen. He's doing a good job of holding him there. See the 99. Ethan Schmidt going down all the way to the bottom to get out of the way of everybody else. That Sharpie car. I don't think Sharpie has been in that. When did Sharpie leave? When did they leave NASCAR? They left in 2009. When they stopped sponsoring NASCAR overall. I know they sponsored Kurt Busch and his 97 paint scheme. Kind of where it became popular. You don't see a lot of these old sponsors anymore, sadly. But that's just kind of how NASCAR's been. A lot of these old sponsors just haven't came back. It's not the same sport that it used to be. 30, really not even 30, not even 20 years ago. It was a big sport before. Some some sponsors are coming back though. He's way off base. That's not of his doing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 drivers out of the race. Well, if you count the guys that didn't even grid, that makes 9 actually. So we got more out than what truly is out. At 28 though. Never mind. That's not 28. 28 is not on the lead lap, I believe. No, it might be. Hold on. Who is this? I'm not really sure who this is, to be honest with you. It's maybe just the wrong... It might be Jonathan Harrison, possibly? Yes, it is Jonathan Harrison. That's who it is. He's trying to take Roethlisberger's lead from him from here. Let's see if he can hold it, though. And it'll be interesting. Roethlisberger is gonna still hold the lead, but Harrison's trying to come down in front of him. As we have some pit stops going on here. This might be the last pit stop for the race. These guys all came down in a group. Literally everybody in the field is running to Chevy. There are no Fords being ran. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 drivers just came down together. Does this trigger other people to come down pit road is the question. That group there needs to get sorted out really quickly. They cannot be messing around back there. They're gonna have a chance at winning it. See, I don't think they're coming this time because everybody's on that high line. I really want to see what this group does that just pitted. Let's see if they can make up the time, because they might be able to. see. They're not going to come down yet. Still not yet. Harrison did take the lead, though. Didn't see that there. I was looking at something. He did take him on that spot. I don't know. How will this go for him? Still no pit stops yet. '28 in the 8th. Still not going down pit road. Roethlisberger's actually hopped up in that high line trying to get the lead back. So I think he might... Or they might be running it dry here. Let's see if they go down next time by. Because they're... With the way they're set up, this is not happening. As that's a forward paint scheme on the 93. What in the world? As I thought they were going to fake it there. They looked like they were going to go... And Roethlisberger may have been wanting to get down to the bottom. So he goes back up to that high line, though. So that's telling me that he's not coming to pit. He's just not doing it. Still not coming down pit road here. They're all going to stay out. So when does this group come down pit road? The group that pits, they're all lined up too. They're not racing side by side. This is going to slow this main group down. How will this go? Still no pit stops yet. Still staying out, so they're not coming down. I don't know how long they can keep doing this, though. That's just the main question I have, is how much longer can you keep doing this and get away with it? Still not coming down pit road this time either. The bottom line is still not formed up. And they're running about a second slower. Some of them are because of this. That other group hasn't gained on them that much. But when that group came down, they were pretty... Oh, we got a wreck here. Never mind. That will change everything. And I don't know if that was guys trying to get down to the bottom or not. We'll have to check. As it was Roethlisberger, one off the bumper. Goes down to the bottom, the 93. Comes up the track just a little bit. That's going to clip Roethlisberger. He corrects. Doesn't? Wow. He is lucky. Oh, he almost escapes with no damage. It's a good save from him, though, but what happens behind him? They're all just lifting. The 45 gets ran into. What did he get run into by? 45 gets ran into by the 00. And then it's on from there. I think the 45 reacted to what he saw up front, possibly? Yes, he did. He reacted to what he saw up front. Look at how fast that car turned around, too. I want you to realize this. This is why you can't bump draft in these cars, because it literally picks up the rear. And watch how fast this is. I'm going to slow it down. Actually, I'm going to do it real speed here. Boom. It's around immediately. Next gens and other cars, you can get away with it, but with the nose, actually go gearbox. So you can see it jam up under the car. Boom. And around immediately. There is no hesitation for these cars to loop themselves. But that group that pitted earlier stays out, and they'll be able to inherit the lead here. Expect Roethlisberger to get this damage fixed. See, Mayer. It is Mayer, Kilday, Mann, Seabrans, Sanchez, Harrison, Burke, Roethlisberger. You'll see a lot of guys down pit road getting their damage fixed. I don't think Teft went a lap down, surprisingly. I think he was able to stay... No, he went multiple laps down. Never mind. I take that back. He is multiple laps. But I'll go on mute here before these guys get the green flag. It should be 18 to go when they get it. The lights are off on the pace car here. And the green flag will be in the air here shortly as they enter the Geico. We're getting ready to enter the Geico restart zone. Takes it forever to get there. As they're going to enter it here now, as we have a lap car. Looks like he's trying to let somebody in, but he gets that sorted out as green flag is back in the air. We are back underway. Have a lot of different contenders now because of that pit stop earlier. Set these guys up for success after the caution came out. See these guys up here. I wonder if that's cobble skill or cobble skill. There's no extra B, so it wouldn't be said like my name. Some people say they try to say cobbler. There's no extra B. I wonder if it's just one B because it's one B in that name. I have to look that up. Kilday will get the lead here on the outside. Mayer not gonna be able to really defend here. You can see these guys are, I mean, you're right on the bumper. You get as close as you can without actually touching them. That's the only thing that you can do. Two lines pretty much deadlocked here. These guys in the back are not in contention just because that damage that these guys suffered took them out. However, it could be like the clash they had. I don't know what year it was, but it could end up being a pretty big wreck for most of them. He killed a Mayer. Both just riding around here at the moment. Staying on that bottom line. It'll be 15 to go when they get to the start-finish line. Don't think a lot will be happening quite just yet. They're still too wide. Maybe here in a minute we will see 3 wide here at top line's falling off. Somebody's blinking. That is not what you want to see, though. They'll all just stay on that top line for most of them. Really only... Actually, no. Yeah, 10 cars have a chance here. That's really all, so only 10. As there we go, 3 wide here. Roethlisberger trying to make it 3 wide on his own. The Highline, he's got absolutely no help, though. I don't think he's going to be able to mount the charge. So he won't have to fall back in line here. He did have some damage. Luckily, it was on the rear end. And I think he actually got most of it fixed before anything happen, luckily for him. We're still trying to make something work on that outside. I just don't think it will. He's gotten no help at all. And you need some help when you go to do that stuff, because if you don't, you're going to figure it out really, really, really quickly that it's just not going to work. He's lucky he's able to actually tuck back inside, too. That's surprising that he's able to do that. Or on the inside. Y'all know what I mean by that. It'll be 12 to go when they get to the line. I think Roethlisberger, if he can get somebody to go with him, he's going to make that third line work here soon. If he can get somebody to go with him. Nobody's been willing to so far. How will it go? At 85, we'll just be stuck side by side with that 95 on that bottom line. When will he be able to make a move? Can anybody make a move is a better question. It'll be 11 to go now, pretty much deadlocked. Who will decide to make a move? It's just, I don't know what we're going to have here. Somebody's going to have to do something. Roethlisberger's trying. He wants to make a third line. He just doesn't have any help. But he wants to make one. And you can see it, too. Every single time he does that. He looks, but he just can't do anything with it. Who's going to go with him? That 19 might be willing to go with him. Possibly. Still will just be stuck up there. That top line's starting to stack now. And they're going to get a run here, see if they can mount something with 9 to go. Trying to, but that 95 is really strong on that bottom line. Roethlisberger wants to look. He 100% wants to make a move, and I can see him doing it. He keeps looking, and I think he may be trying to time it. Where if he can time it perfectly, then he'll take that run that he has. I just don't know if he can do it though. But he definitely wants to make one. That lap car getting way out of the way from these guys. Doesn't want to be messing with anyone. Roethlisberger does go to the outside, and he's got the 19 with him. This time he's got some help. Not able to do anything quite with it just yet, but that 19, if he stays with them, they're going to pick up another car on that outside line. So this might be a three-lane battle here before this ends. Roethlisberger coming on the outside here. That 19's gotten to his bumper. They're going to be a little bit slow in 3 and 4 because that's 7 and 11 to see where he goes. He'll stay high. Looks like he's lurking middle, trying to think of where he wants to go. Roethlisberger needs to get to the outside, though, of this 4. He can't quite grab the quarter panel of him, though. He's trying to get it. That 19's falling back, so he's going to have to do all this work by himself, it seems. I just do not think he's going to have the speed. That 8 will still be trying that outside. The 19 just not as close as he needs to be. See how if he can get this working. I just don't think he can. He's trying though, but he's just not getting the help that he needs. He's right there at it. He's gonna try to make it work. He's working his way up there just a tad. I know that this 85 might be looking here. He might jump up in front of this 8 possibly. Going to be lap cars up here. That might mess them up. They're going to stay high, though. Andrew almost gets ran over. That's going to break up this pack, though. Will this work for this 8? He's trying to do something. Early on, he had such an advantage on that bottom line. He was just so hard to pass. He got that damage, got back in the pack, and he's trying to cycle back up front. Can he get this high line to work, though? 85 is pretty much deadlocked. The 95 is pretty much deadlocked in their position as we come to 4 to go. At Talladega, we've only had 2 cautions for incident here. How will it go? Still trying to get it to work. You just can't get it to work. Eight's trying to get something. He's gotten some run mounted here. He's about almost drawn even. That 19 almost got in the wall behind him, so he had to lift. I just don't think that he can do much. He's going to have to fall back in line, so he's going to have to restart. He's trying it again here, though, see if he can get another run. Can't do anything with it. He's trying. He really is trying. He just cannot get it. Oh, he's so close. He wants to get it. This is 2 to go. Willis 85. This 4 might be saving his temps, possibly. Is he... Going to make a move. That 19's actually going to try to make a move, so that might soil the 8's plans here. The 85 of Kilday will try to go to the outside of that 95, and he will get the lead here. Doesn't need to get too far out front, though, as that 8's actually hopped out line. He's going to try to make this move himself. He's timed his run perfectly. He's going to get to the outside of the 85. Roethlisberger waited. He waited. He kept trying to make a move, but couldn't get anything going as that 95's trying to go up and block that 85. He's fading up there, trying to get to him. That 8 has now fallen back here a little bit. This 85 and the 95. This is Mayer and Kilday will be racing for the win here, most likely. I don't think that 8 will be a factor as they come down the backstretch. He's making his way up there, though, but that 8 has that long, long way around. And he loses all that he's worked for in the corner, but he gains it back on the front stretch here. It'll be out of 4 here, going to enter the tri-oval. The start-finish line is way down here at Talladega. Kilday will have to time this run here. It's going to be going through the tri-oval, entering the Geico restart zone, down to the line, and it is going to be the 85. Adam Kilday steals it from Mayer, and he just killed a guy on the outside of him. But he steals it there at the end. We'll watch him do his burnout here of a celebratory bump there from the 4. Monterey, California. Is that right, or is that spelled wrong? Nope, it's actually Monterey, California. That is near Del Monte. Monterey. That is about middle of California on the coast. He's trying to get those rear tires to lock up and burn out. He can't get it to do it, though. If I'll pull up the qualifying result, or not qualifying, the race results here now. We'll bring in the 3rd place driver in Rick Seabrans. Hey, Rick, this is Bryce in the booth. Got a copy, man?
Hey, guys. What's going on?
And so you come home 3rd. You qualified 16th, but how was the race for you overall? Then how did that last caution change everything for you guys? Because that actually played out in y'all's favor.
I really was, we really kind of didn't want to see that caution. I thought we were going to be doing pretty good there if it kind of cycled through on green flag pit stops, but at least it put us back up towards the front. So that was nice. We kind of had that track position there. The temps tonight were just incredible with these cars, man. After about 2 laps behind Kilday there, that thing just got super hot, and you're just kind of more of a managing point at that time. And those guys on that back end, the 19, and I'm not sure who the other guy was, but he was really making us give a run for our money up there in that high line. Really kind of thought they were going to set sail there by us with that, with our temps, kind of the way they were, but got fortunate to get the good energy and get the good momentum coming back to the line there and bring it home in third.
How different is it, on a drafting track with these cars because you cannot touch the rear end with them because it'll lift them off the ground and spin them of the guy in front of
It,
you.
they've actually done a really good job with these cars with the plate package. You can actually bump relatively decent and be semi aggressive with these cars and not destroy the guy's race in front. If there's a big difference in RPM, for instance, like lead lap pack coming up on a lapper, and they, bump them or something, they're definitely going to send them down into the wall. But these here, they've done a good job kind of fixing that. And it's kind of what these cars needed. But I know exactly what you're saying, man. It used to be the slightest touch, these things just get picked up and thrown out of the air. But yeah, they've done a lot to fix these cars.
Yeah, I hadn't ran them ever since you. What did they used to put these in? Was it D? It wasn't. It was, the thing was
Yeah,
D license. Yeah, I remember.
it was.
Yeah, Arca,
It
and it
was
was
it,
Arca breaking weekly.
Yeah, and it hasn't been that long. I want to say like 3 weeks, maybe a month, that I've noticed at least. It could be longer than that too.
Yeah, I just knew when I ran them, it was horrible. You touched them, and
Horrible.
that car went around immediately. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
they just hit a patch of ice. But no, you come home
It was
third. Oops, sorry, what were you saying there?
no. I was just going to elaborate what you were saying there. It's probably one of the worst super speedway cars on the service. The package that you're talking about. I mean, you're already at kind of the mercy of everybody around you with at a super speedway, but with a car that you could just easily pick up and throw out of the way. You're just at the mercy of the guy behind you. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, especially with the way the front end's shaped, you're literally driving with a ramp on your nose, and like
absolutely.
it fits under the rear end so perfectly. It just
Yeah,
lifts the
no
car.
doubt.
Yeah, it lifts it off the ground. But
Yeah.
you come home third. What was going through your head really those last two laps there? Was it pretty much just ride, or was it, if you could find a hole, you were going to try to take it, and one just didn't form?
Temps were my number one priority. I didn't have a whole lot of faith that if I did go up there to the wall, that I think it was the Roethlisberger guy that was behind me. I didn't have a whole lot of faith that if I went up to that third lane, that he would go with me. So I was kind of playing it by ear and maybe seeing if something happened with that low lane. If something happened, I could maybe something would open up under there. But for the most part, temperatures was the name of the game for me tonight. It was super hot behind other cars, and just making sure you had a car to bring home in one piece at the end of this thing was top priority.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like that. It was pretty good racing overall. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
I want to thank you guys for taking this, broadcasting this, and taking it to all the fans. Racers Elite, they had a great showing tonight. That's what we had, 28 cars take the green tonight for a monster holiday weekend where people were traveling or on vacation and doing stuff. So, credit to them. They're always putting on a great show and it's a great series to run in. And we're super happy to come over here and race whenever we get a chance. So, props to them, all the fans at home. And yeah, can't wait for the next one.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go, but good job coming home third tonight, man.
All right. Thanks. Appreciate it, guys.
Was Rick the third place driver? We will bring in the second place driver, James Mayer. Hey, James, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Hey, yeah, I got you.
Man, so you come home second, you get beat there at the line. What was going through your head, really, those final 5 to 10-ish laps? Because it was going to be between you and the 85. The 8 was trying to make it
Yeah.
between him also, but he just wasn't able to get up there. What was going through your head?
Uh, yeah, I was just trying to run a good line. Make it easy on the pusher behind me. I figured that'd be my best chance. I know Mark. I run with him a good bit, so I knew I had a good pusher behind me, and that was I was just focused on running a good line, trying to give him room to keep it cool. So I knew that the run was going to come, but he was still burning up. So
Yeah, definitely. It was it was interesting there because these cars drive completely different. How is it
uh,
with these cars on a drafting track? Because when I drove them, it was you touch the rear end and somebody got spun around. But Rick just said it's gotten a little bit better. So now, how are these cars on this track?
I would say they've gotten a ton better, just my opinion, I guess. But yeah, I think they push pretty well. Yeah, there's there is the possibility of getting underneath them and lifting the back end up. But I think I think this car's a fun one to race on iRacing right now.
Yeah, I hadn't driven it in forever, so I really didn't know. But how did that caution there at the end change everything for y'all? Because you all had kind of undercut everybody else, and you were on your own. How did that change it?
um, well, we were watching the lap times, so we were running faster lap times with the five of us there. Obviously, you just have to plan for it to be, a pack and pack back up. So instead of the five of us racing for it, we had to plan on it there a little bit to, try to, like I said, figured that third lane run would come, towards the end. So, um, it's always try to look at the fuel strategy and see if there's any way we can, shortcut it and or stretch it if need be. But so I think we were going to be all right. But that caution come out. So then you'd have to plan for a bigger pack. That's all.
It definitely seemed like it was a kind of a weird, just weird finish there because
Uh,
eight tried something. I knew y'all were going to be close on the undercut. Do y'all think you would have caught them there if that caution didn't come out? Because they still had to pit, I believe.
Yeah, they would have had to pit. So I think we would have been all right. I think we would have caught them and got our flipped the field basically because we were right in the back. So I think we would have flipped the field and depending on how they got in and out of pits, we may have pulled away and ran away with it, or we would at least at minimum flip the field.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
It's my first time running over here, so I want to thank the guys for putting this on and having me tonight. Of course, you guys up there putting on the show. And all the guys that came out to race tonight. It was a clean race. It's I like these zero fast repair races, man. They kind of changed the sim racing a little bit because I think guys tend to run a little I guess less aggressive. We'll say. Just got to keep that in the back of your mind that there's no fast repair to use. So um, so just the guys that they all put this on. Racers Elite and all the guys coming out and of course Mark and Rick and them. I run with those guys. Adam, they keep this stuff fun for me and we just have a good time. So
All right, man. Well, I'll let
hopefully
you.
we can get out and do it again.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. But good job coming home second tonight, man.
All right, thanks.
James Mayer, the second place driver. We will bring in the race winner and Adam Kilday. Hey, Adam, this is Bryce in the booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Man, so you come home with the win by or pretty much 3/10. What was going through your head, that last 5-ish laps? Because it was going to be between you and James there.
Yeah, it was we were more worried about probably the some of the cars behind us moving up to the third lane and we were more worried with them getting organized in the third lane and flying right past us on the top side cuz behind me and James there, the cars behind us, they were pretty warm on temps, so they were just trying to keep it cool back there to push us when it mattered most to kind of surge the front two cars in the bottom lanes ahead so the third lane didn't clear us. So that's what we were all trying to manage there at the end. And it seemed like really the past 6 laps too, coming out of turn 4, the second line had like more momentum coming out of like the exit, which ended up uh, paying out for the win at the end. So yeah, I want to say that's all it really came down to was I think in the end you probably wanted to be the lead car in the second line, and that just happened to be the case.
It definitely seemed like it was going to be interesting there. How did that caution there kind of switched up for y'all? Because you all had pitted early, and I know the guys in front of you were going to have to pit. So how did that change everything for y'all?
it actually made it to where when we put it on our own, we were able to push and cycle out temps in a way to where we were able to create a gap from that other group. So if it would have stayed green, it probably would have been just us five there crossing the line together with one of us racing out for it for the win. But yeah, we were bummed it didn't end like that. But I mean, and ended up stacking up the field, so we had a bigger finish than you know, what it would have been if the caution hadn't enough come out.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I want to shout out to the teammates I was running with, uh, James Merrick, Seabrands, Mark Mann, and Richard Sanchez. Uh, it was cool hanging out with them tonight and watching sports or whatever was on the TV off to the side. I want to shout out to the leagues I run in. One is OP Racing, other one is CFM Speedway Monkeys. Uh, awesome group of guys that run in those, all super speedway leagues. And shout out to the broadcast that's on YouTube here and do the commentary, Racers Elite, and the admins for putting on this event every Friday night. And yeah, should be about it.
All right, man. Well, I will let you all go, or I will let you go. Like I'm ending the stream here, but I'll let you go. But good job coming up with the win tonight, man.
Yeah, I got you. I appreciate it, dude. You have a good one.
That was Adam Kilday, the race winner. That was pretty good race overall. It was very, very calm, which is odd to say, but I'll go over the finishing order. Adam Kilday first, James Mayer second, Rick Seabrands third, fourth Mark Mann fifth, Zach Roethlisberger sixth, Cody Benelli seventh, Jonathan Harrison eighth, Rick Sanchez ninth, Sean Burke 10th, Frank Chavez 11th, Ethan Smith 12th, Mike Fudge 13th, Trevor Fettig 14th, Andrew Teth 15th, Barry Nelson 16th, Terry Fennell 17th, Blair Hallman 18th, Kyle Murray 19th was Alan Bergen 20th, Britt Bray 21st, Steve Castle 22nd, Jack Kelly 23rd, Chris Goxel 24th, Matt Mettler 25th, Pete Polini 26th, TJ Allen 27th, John Peyton-Paul, and 28th, Tim Rourke. Not a bad race overall. I hadn't driven these cars in I don't know how many years, but it seemed like they fixed it because before you touched the front end of somebody and they spun around. But I'm not going to keep y'all here any longer as it has gotten pretty late.